Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet's love for each other was doomed from the start. Coming from opposing rivalry families, these two star-crossed lovers thought they were meant to be, but there is more to the story than just that. Let's take a look at the people behind this tragedy and the outcomes of poor decision-making. This story will continue in a moment.
Would you like some poison for a good deal? Buy one now for $9.99, get one free. They'll kill you right quick.
We have a small poison, we got medium poison, and we got a jug poison. Come quick before they run out. This deal won't last long. Come downtown Verona.
Yeah!
There have been a series of interviews brought to us by the families of the two houses. Let's take a look.
We're here with the parents today to get a real insight on the story. My first question is, what is it about the Capulets that boils your tea?
Because they are Capulets and they are horrible people.
Why are they horrible people?
They are Capulets. That is their identity.
Do you realize that your rivalry is based upon a name? Why is this?
Because it's the way it's always been, and that's it.
Thank you for your responses. You are excused. Lauren, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Emma. A rivalry solely based upon a name. Sounds pretty crazy, right? No matter how crazy it may seem, this issue split these two families apart with no chance of it ever being fixed. Well, that is until Romeo and Juliet. To get more insight, we asked Dr. Shakespeare to resurrect both Romeo and Juliet for us, so we can get a bit more insight on their true love. Emma?
I'm here, and I'm back with a resurrected Romeo. When and where did you and Juliet meet?
We met at a party. I snuck in.
So it must have been love at first sight.
Sure was.
Romeo, what made you fall for the beautiful Juliet?
Just looked at her and she was so amazing just standing there. We just stared at each other and her eyes were so beautiful. Just love at first sight is what I'm saying.
So as we can see, Romeo is very in love. Let's see what Juliet has to say about Romeo. Juliet, what was it that made Romeo so special?
He was just amazing. I saw him across the room. I was like, this is a game changer. He's so amazing, so adorable. See, I even have his sweatshirt. It's so soft.
Wow, so touching. Thank you so much. May you rest in peace.
Thank you.
Or let's talk to the people most impacted by the decisions in the relationship.
While lots and lots of people were impacted by Romeo and Juliet's decisions, there were a few people that were impacted on a major scale. We decided to talk to these people, find out who they are, why they knew Romeo and Juliet, and how their carelessness affected their lives. So let's go back to Emma.
Mercutio, how are you feeling?
The road here was tough. It's not easy coming back from the dead.
I understand. Now, I realize that Romeo's death has impacted you in many ways. And these decisions eventually led to your death. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, see, he was over here trying to pick his own fights, and I was like, I gotta save my boy Romeo. So I was just walking over there like, dude, what are you doing, man? Just back up. And he's all like, well, we're gonna fight, and I'm like, sure. Sure enough, Romeo's all like, yeah. And then I get stabbed, and I'm like,
okay then. Let's go back to Lauren in the studio.
Wow, thanks, Emma. So as we can see, other people were definitely even negatively affected by Romeo and Juliet's decisions. So there was love, and then there was death. How do those things meet? How did we get there? Well, we wanted to go find out. We sent Emma to go talk to Friar Lawrence at the church.
We're here at the church to get an inside edition about the story. We're here with this special guest. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Friar Lawrence, and I know all the inside details, you know?
How is it that you got to know Romeo and Juliet?
Well, Romeo and Juliet made frequent visits to my church.
I understand that you played a big role on Romeo and Juliet's love, relationship, and death. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, I felt that their relationship was as important to me as it was to them, so I did everything in my power to keep them together. Whether or not that led to their deaths, I do not know.
I've heard many sources that say that you have led to Romeo and Juliet's death. Do you know why?
Well, I did give them the sleeping potion, but that was only to help them.
A sleeping potion sounds suspicious. Can you talk about that?
It wasn't supposed to do any harm. I'm done answering questions.
Lauren, back to you.
Huh. A sleeping potion and a mysterious death. It sounds pretty suspicious. I guess we'll have to catch up with Friar Lawrence a little bit later. Well, no matter how it might have happened, Romeo and Juliet are now dead, and their parents are grieving their loss. Emma took a minute to talk with the grieving fathers to get a little information of how this is going to affect their lives moving forward.
So, do you all know the reason behind all of this?
Well, we have been feuding for a while. I'm very strict on our kids.
Like deciding who they were meant to marry.
So, do you think the feuds kept them wanting to tell you guys about them and how they were married?
It was because we were enemies, and I feel like they didn't want to tell anybody about it.
I mean, I don't blame Juliet for not telling us, considering how we acted when she didn't want to marry Paris.
How has this incident changed you and your family?
It can definitely show how our feuding caused so much problems.
It has also shown us that we need to treat one another better.
I agree we have let our rivalry get in the way of our children's desire. And this is what happened because of our selfishness.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you for coming here and being so brave.
Okay.
In conclusion, Romeo and Juliet met each other and fell instantly in love.
But their love was doomed from the start because of their family's rivalry and fighting.
They did everything they could to stay together forever.
But no matter how hard they tried, it wouldn't last forever.
There never was a story of more woe than that of Juliet and her Romeo. Thank you for joining us today. Have a good evening.
Sleeping potion?
I don't know anymore.
Sleeping
Wait.
potion?
I forgot what I was supposed to say.
I'll hold it and video because I'm just that good.
Are you now?
I love that for me.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, let me get it centered.
Are you serious right now?
I agree.
Okay, it's fine. It's gonna be right there.
It is fine.
No, but I don't want to look up there and go,
Just relax.
Well, then memorize the dang line.
Coming here and being such warriors today. That was weird.
Warriors?
Warriors! We got our children killed. You think we're warriors?
Oh, what? See, this is why I have to man the camera. Look at it.
we have to redo that.
How long has it been like that? Jacob, wait, stop. Jacob, you gotta stop wiping. Go. It was in the thing. Alright, we're ready.
With these two families apart,
Stop.
ready?
Oh my gosh. No. Yes, yes, we're.